Hey y'all, I wanted to jump on right quick and tell you a little bit about the differences in some of the blades for the Cricut Maker. So when I got my Cricut Maker 4.5, 5 years ago, somewhere in there. But when I got my Cricut Maker, it came with the fine point blade. So I can push down on it and you can push down on it and then pull it out to replace it. Okay. So anytime your blade is not sharp, it's not cutting your vinyl like it should or your material like it should, you can always replace it. And it's just a matter of pushing it back up in there. You can also use aluminum foil. I show you guys the method on how you use aluminum foil, and you just push it out like that, ball the aluminum foil up and just poke the aluminum foil, stab it a couple of times with your blade, and that will sharpen your blade. So I would try that before I would run out and purchase a new blade. But this is the fine point that comes with the Cricut Maker. Now, I needed a scoring blade, and I didn't want to pay for it. So I bought a bundle, and that bundle came with a scoring pen. So you can see here, it's Cricut brand, but it came in a bundle, but it's a scoring wheel or a scoring pen. So what happens is when my machine requires the scoring blade, I change it from that blade to this one. So I haven't had to go out and buy the scoring blade. I just use the scoring pen. Okay. So Cricut brand. And it's worked perfectly. So your scoring is, let's say you have cardstock and you want to score it down the middle so that you can then fold it in half easily like a card, but it doesn't cut, it just puts that line so it can fold in half or whatever easily. That's what you would use this for. Okay. All right. So again, greeting cards, when you open the greeting card, that little line down the middle, that's been scored so that the card will fold easily for you without it cutting all the way through. So that's what this is for, but they also have a blade that you can purchase, which is called the scoring blade. Now, there was a time that I decided to run out and get the rotary blade. So I do have the rotary blade, and I thought it was a good buy, but what I did is I bought the entire blade that came with the housing attached to it. So I can only use this housing for this blade. It doesn't come off. I can't remove it or anything like that to put on a different blade or a different tip. So when you get ready to upgrade to a new blade, do not purchase this. Okay, do not purchase this one. Okay, you want to purchase the quick swap housing, which has a little push pin on the end of it. And when you push that pin, it will allow whatever tip that's on there to be removed, just that easy. And then you can take that tip off and then put on a different tip. So you just press down. You just press down, and there we go. There you go. So this is the engraving tip. So hopefully you can see that. Looks like a little point. This is the engraving tip for the Cricut Maker. And then this is the perforation tip. So I bought this perforation tip today on Amazon, and they just delivered it. It was $13. Okay, but it would have been much more expensive if I did not have the quick swap housing. I would have had to purchase the quick swap housing with the tip, or either this type of housing, which I don't recommend. If anything, you want to make sure you have at least, you only need one quick swap housing, because you just saw how I took this one off and then replaced it with a different tip. Get it on there. There we go. Replace it with a different tip. Just that easy. Okay. And so that's what you want. And so I'm going to hold them up together so you can get a good look at the difference. So this one is the one that you don't want to purchase. This one. You want the one that has a little push pin on the end, which is called a Cricut Quick Swap Housing. I don't want to have to say that fast because I know I'm going to get tongue tied. Quick Swap Housing. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, so I wanted to jump on and tell you about that. And periodically, guys, once you get the quick swap housing, you know, search Amazon, Google search some of the other tips because you can get them for like $12 and $13. And whenever I see them like that, I grab them up really quickly. But again, you only need one quick swap housing. So once you purchase a quick swap housing, from that point on, you just only need to order the tips. That's it. And like I said, they normally cost anywhere from, you know, $12, $13, sometimes 10 if you get a good sale on them. But definitely do not buy this one. Like I can only use this rotary for, I mean, with, you know, the housing that it's attached to. I cannot take this off and put a different tip on. Okay, so I think I ended up spending like 30 or 40 bucks for this one. Okay, so you know, experience is a good teacher, and I learned by experience. So I want to save you the hassle of going out and purchasing that or making that same mistake. You now have been educated on the Cricut quick swap housing. I said it without messing up. But yeah, and then the fine point blade again, push down on that fine point blade and just pull that baby out. And then you can buy these blades at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, sometimes Walmart, any of the craft shops, you can get them. And then you just push it back up in there and you're good to go. So sometimes when your material isn't cutting and you're using the fine point, you know, push it out and see if you have any vinyl or any material stuck on there because sometimes that happens. And if it's not that, then take it and sharpen it. And, you know, use aluminum foil. Again, ball that aluminum foil up really tightly like a ball and then push on your fine point blade and poke the aluminum foil. And that will sharpen the blade for you. And you only have to do it a couple of times. And if that doesn't work, then definitely you need to run out and buy you some new fine point blades. But I've had this one in here the entire time, and I do have extra blades over there that I haven't had to use yet. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Again, guys, I don't want to make this a long video, so I just wanted to jump on and tell you the differences between those. They do have a deep cut blade, which is normally what people will use for the puzzles. I was able to use my fine point for the puzzles that I've done, so I don't have a deep cut. Don't think I'm going to run out and buy one. But yeah, so I'm going to create a project using the perforation tip just so I can show you the outcome of something that I've done. And I'm also going to do one of my aluminum blanks and make a bracelet. And I'll show you guys the process for that as well. Now, of course, I'm going to be showing you the process for the Cricut Maker, but they do sell the engraving blade for the Explorer and the Explorer Air 2. But you have to make sure you're reading the fine print to make sure it's for your machine because the one I'm showing you here is for the Cricut Maker. Okay, so you want to make sure you get the one that's applicable for your machine or appropriate for your machine. And was something else that just hit me. And then when you're in Cricut Design Space for the Explorer and Explorer Air 2, you won't get an option up under line type. You won't get an option for engrave. Your line type will only say cut. So you'll select cut when you're trying to engrave. But Cricut Maker, if you have a Cricut Maker, you will have an option for engrave. Okay, so don't let it freak you out like it did me and one of my other group members when we didn't see engrave for the Explorer and Explorer Air 2. Remember, experience is a good teacher, and once I learn something, I try to pass it on to the others. So there you go. All right, guys. Here's one of my bracelets that I made, that I engraved. This is for my baby. I got it sitting here so I can send it on to her. But this is what this does. Okay. And then I have this jewelry bracelet bender that I can put it in just like that and then bend it down like that, and it puts the curve into the bracelet. And I got this for, I want to say like $13 at Michael's. So, and you know, if you have those 20, 30, 40, 50% off coupons, that's an even better deal. But it is called Express Art. Impress Art is the name of the tool. And it actually came with a couple of blanks. Of course, the aluminum blanks, but they were much smaller than this. I don't know if I'll ever use them because they were so thin. I'm afraid that I won't be able to get the words on it, but I'll see. I'll test it out and see. But anyway, yeah. All right, guys. I already hit 11 minutes, and I didn't want this video to be that long. But any questions, reach out. Each one, and you guys have a great day. Bye.